Hey everybody, this is Rick with AmazingAccuracy.com, and today is August 2nd, 2025. It is currently 6:01 p.m. Chicago time. It's a nice weathered Saturday. I'm in my office here and finishing up some work, and I thought I would jump on the YouTubes here and provide you with a really quick video on what has transpired this previous week. Now, you're currently looking at my new Discord server, the market timer, and we're in the trade talk area. So this is a free sign up. If you're interested in the trade talk area, you can see that it is just absolutely loaded with my chart analysis on various stocks, and I let you know up front basically what I see happening in that particular market and whether I got it on the watch list and so forth. And what I want to draw your attention to is the S&P. So let's go to last week. Okay, so we have the ES futures. You can see it says right here. And it says, looking at the ES futures for my overall S&P 500 analysis, this weekly chart shows a clearly bullish trend. However, all indications are that it is due for a correction. Seasonal analysis with decades of data show the end of July to the end of August, as well as down to late September, as being very bearish for the stock market. In addition, the daily and lower time frame show an extended bearish divergence. And I was also looking at the IWM, the iShares Russell 2000 ETF. It has already started showing decline and crossed down indications on multiple indicators with its own seasonal tendency as being bearish at August. And I can read the rest of this, or you can join and you can read that yourself. Anyway, we'll click on that chart, and you'll notice that I have a note right here, and I'll even blow that up. Seasonal tendency over 35 plus years of data, along with cycle analysis. I use my F-dates algorithm that's usually used for futures. This is actually futures. So I could apply it to the ES, and I did. That shows that this past week, which you see marked by the little box there, that we would likely see topping here, and that we should expect a reversal, and that's why I marked that with a box. Now, it is important to note the date right over here on the left. This was posted on July, there you go, pops right up, Tuesday, July 29th. So that is last Tuesday. That was several days ago, prior to what has occurred yesterday and the day before in the stock market to end the week. So if you take a look at this weekly price, each one of these is a week. Okay, you can see it's a 1 week chart, and this is the week only up until Tuesday. So this was what it looked like come Tuesday when I posted this. Now I'm going to show you the current chart. Okay, this is on my desk here. TradingView is the platform, and if you'll notice, it's the ES, again the weekly, and you can take a look and you can see that from that point that I had when I posted, it was only like, let's see here, we're gonna go there we go. I'll get used to this. You'll see here it was just, the top was just, you know, that much above. I don't have it indicated what the price was exactly. The high was for here on Tuesday, but if we come back to the real-time chart here, you can see that it had not really progressed hardly at all, if any, from Tuesday, but spent the rest of the week pretty much going down. So let's take a look at the daily. Let's see what happened here. Where is Tuesday here? That was the 29th. Okay, so we had already made this small swing top here, and the rest of the week was down. We had one big day up in the early morning of July 31st, where it corrected all the way back up to make a new higher high, the new higher high of the week. So it extended beyond the day. Let's see, it was Monday that put in the first top, and then it was Thursday that put in the second top, and then the day ended on Friday lower down into the OS support area here. So you can see that it is now, we have this bar here. So the FD algorithm and the expectation of weakness did happen. And now if we go back, let's go back to the Discord again, and let me close this chart, and you'll see that actually took advantage of this. So let's go to alerts. Now you get these alerts, as you see right here, for when I put on a trade and when I exit a trade. And so you can see, I'll tell you what, let's go to the closed, because they're all closed for the end of the week here. And let me show you where we have it. Yesterday, August 1st was, there we go. Okay, so we closed. You can see this SPY. It says SPY. We bought it at, let's see, what was it's giving us the close, not the entry date, but that doesn't matter. It shows that we came in and bought it at 8.35. We sold it at 13.06 for a 56.41% profit. Okay, it was $471 a contract. And you can see also a put was placed on the, and you can see it's a put here. It shows you it's a put spread. Here's a put. Okay, and this one here was a small spread, in for 41, out with 63 per contract. So 53%, which is really, really nice. So if you have a few of those, that's a quick 53%. But then there's more. Okay, also had a just straight up put in the IWM. Got in at 566, exited at 1130 for a 99.65% profit. Then we had over here a SPY, another SPY that we sold that one. This one was an entry for 742. We exited at 1426, almost doubled that, 92.18%, $684 profit. So we had a couple of puts. Couple put trades, I should say. The quantity is not listed here because everybody's different. How many you're going to want to trade is up to you based on your account size, your risk tolerance, and so forth. But you can see here that each individual trade alert, those really turned out good. And then down here, I did close one for a loss. So they're not 100% winners. This is real life, where came in at 220 and just got out at 150. It started to turn ugly, and there was no point in holding on to it. Okay, and that ended the day. That was an extremely profitable day. And if you go through all the trades here from beginning to end, you'll find that it is 90-something% win rate since the opening of this Discord. Now, whether I will maintain that, of course, is a whole different story. But this was started in the beginning of July, and that would be July 3rd, as you can see here. And now we're into, well, today's August 2nd. And so there is over 90%, 93, 92, I don't know. I don't want to go back through all this and count them again. It's just growing. We do several all the time. It's like several trades a day, all free. All free. You just have to sign up to my free Discord, and you have access to the alerts that come in. And so you could have taken advantage of those SPY alerts. Let's see right here. They'll show you the open and the close. And you can have this go to your phone or your computer or whatever, and let you know. See, so you can see we opened the SPY. You can see the date 7:30, where we got in at 8, and I think we got out nearly 14 on that one, 13, 14. You can see that we got, let's see, where's the other one at? Okay, we already know that one didn't work out. That was a small loss. Here's a SPY 7. We got out at 14, almost 100% on that. FSX, that was a good one. That one had a 46%, but that was my trade. And just to let you see something here, go to the member chat area. Remember this FCX. We'll go to the member chat area here, and somebody wrote here, this guy's John, I know who he is, but he says, hey, I don't know if this is where I should post this fun news, but he took that FCX put trade. He got in at 215, which was exactly the entry price, if I recall correctly. But he closed them at 479, so better than 100%, whereas I got out at near 50%. So, hey, you know, you could even do better than me. You know, it depends on when we get out. Now, I'm going to tell you when I get out, but when you get out is all up to you, of course. Whether you get in is up to you, of course. This is information only. You know, I'm not giving you trading advice, because I can get into some legal trouble if I get into that area. No longer hold a license to do that voluntarily. I'm not interested in being an advisor any longer. So anyway, there you go. And let's see, to close this all off, let's go back to Trade Talk here. And you can see that I have some other things going on here, like here's T-Mobile. So a little bit of discussion on T-Mobile. This was back on 7/31. I'm not quite sure what T-Mobile has done since then. Let me take a look here. But it's neither here nor there, because this is simply, okay, so right now it's moved back down to this trend line, and I might as well let you see it. Hold on one sec. So you can see that it's moved down to this trend line. So we may have an opportunity here. If it starts to bounce off this trend line, this is definitely a good place to get in, as long as all other indications remain bullish, and they do look bullish to me. So I may be looking at grabbing one of these myself come next week. But anyway, so this is the kind of information that you can expect on the Discord. Anyway, the main thing I want to tell you about, going back to the S&P, the stock market itself, the main thing I want to tell you about that is, let me get back to my real-time charts here so you can see it. Let's go back to the ES. All right. Weekly. Is that the ES? No, that's not it. Let's see. There we go. That's the one I want. All right. Sorry about that. Got to maneuver. Okay. The F-Dates algorithm said that we could be expecting a weekly swing for this week 8-1. All right. And that's this weekly bar that ended 8-1. That's Friday 8-1. All right. Now that it has ended, okay, and we know that this is going to be a weekly swing. It's an outside bar. It's got a higher high and a lower low. An outside bar is so different than other bars, because when it comes to making a swing, number one, it's virtually guaranteed to become a swing. A swing is either a bottom like this or a top like this, a swing bottom, swing top. But it could be either one, because both ends are extremes. You got a new higher high, you got a new lower low. So if prices continued up, you'd have a swing bottom. If prices continued down, you'd have a swing top. All right. So what I like to do now, I'm expecting this to be a swing top. There's just, you know, I am so 85%, 90% leaning that this is a swing top, because that's what I've been calling for, and that's what it looks like it's given us. So, but normally what I would do, just to give you a tip on this, is that I would place a trend line, a horizontal line on the high and a horizontal line on the low, and basically whichever one it breaks, that's the direction the weekly trend is likely going to continue going until the next weekly swing is due. Now, for the stock market, okay, that is going to come up really, really quick, believe it or not. We're not going to be just looking at one, a lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low for several weeks. It's not going to be doing one of these. We've got some choppiness coming up, all right? Because as we enter into next week and the following week, the next 2-3 weeks, that area, we're going to get another weekly swing. According to my F-Dates algorithm, which is, think of it like a cycle detector. It helps me know when to expect these swing tops and swing bottoms that I use for the futures markets for our F-Date members. That's a separate membership. That's not necessarily this Discord, which is mostly for stocks, but my F-Date members do have access to that too. Anyway, so you want to keep an eye on this weekly low, weekly high. Now, I suspect there's good probability that we could dip down on Monday and then start to go and rally back up before it does its gyrations. But overall, I am expecting that we'll likely cross this low before we cross this high. And we're going to go down for a little bit. And there are days, I've got days plotted here on what days to look for upcoming turns. However, I can't give all those because that is for the F-Date members. But I am sharing this information with you that you want to expect the overall trend of the stock market to be bearish biased leading into the end of August, and also after it can recover for a little bit in between August, September, that's going to continue down towards the 25th of September or somewhere around there. And that's all based on seasonal tendencies and what I have reported on included cycle analysis. Anyway, this video is probably long enough, and you're more than welcome to join Discord. You can freely ask me questions in the member chat area. Let me bring that back up here again. Right here, you see it says member chat area, and just come in here and say, hey Rick, blah blah blah, I like this stock or whatever. What do you think about this? Why did you go with that trade? I don't care what the question is. Just keep it clean, keep it non-political, don't use language, be friendly, and you will definitely get a response from me. All right, well, hey, thanks a lot for watching. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel. It really helps. Click the notification bell so that you can be notified of my upcoming videos, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.